What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So I've received a ton of statues in the last week and a half, so it's just unboxing after unboxing. Now it's going to be a minute before we get the next one, so there's a lot of videos I want to make and talk about stuff and whatnot. So this is the most recent Dream Studios Link statue from Ocarina of Time. This is their adult Link. So here we're at Kyo Nation, who's one of my preferred partner resellers, and I did pre-order this just so you are through Kyo Nation. It is sold out. This sold out in about an hour. Edition size, I'm not 100% sure. Does it show it here? No, but it's a few hundred, similar to their Kid Link. So, they showed us the concept, and then they didn't do a pre-order until they got the prototype, which I really like. There's a lot of, mostly DBZ studios that will just do a concept. It's the 3D render, but they expect you to pay a $400 deposit or, $200 off a render. And then when the prototype comes out, 4 months later, then you gotta wait another 6 months for production. I'm just not a fan of that. I much prefer the way Dream did this. They showed off the concept to give you guys an idea, so if you get Kid Link and you want to display Adult Link with them, they showed this and they explained the statue. The base is more aged because, in the video game, I don't remember how many years passed, but, obviously it's aged, and I like what they did here with the base, and they incorporated a lot of items from the game. You got the hook shot, the bomb. This chest includes the heart, but also a bunch of rubies, and so I definitely like that. I don't actually remember ever getting a heart from a chest in that game. All the hearts, as far as I can remember, you collect, doing various tasks or completing dungeons. I don't ever remember them in a chest, though. I could be wrong. Nevertheless, I like that option, having the heart and 3 different rubies. Now, concept-wise, I would probably give this a 7. So it's a very, standard museum pose, which is fine because I already have a very action-oriented Link, technically 2. So this matches their 1/4 good. I like the fact you get 3 different costumes, but here's where I feel Dream really dropped the ball. They have 3 different torsos, but they kept the exact same head and the exact same arms. That to me is a huge missed opportunity. They could have did a screaming portrait. They could have had him holding his hook shot, holding a bow and arrow. There is multiple options they could have gone, and I gladly would have paid more, if this Link had, a teeth grinning or mouth open with holding his bow and arrow, and then the other one was using his hook shot and maybe looking a different direction. I just think it's a missed opportunity in terms of that. I love the fact you get all 3 suits. I do like the general pose. In fact, what I would say is maybe do the red one with an ocarina and the blue one with shooting a bow and arrow. That's how it is. 3 different heads, 3 different pose options. Then this would be the ultimate Ocarina of Time statue. As is, I still think it's the best one. But if I was in charge of Dream Studio, I would have did that. Ocarina plane, shooting an arrow, 3 different heads. The base green, I think is fan-frickin-tastic. It looks really good. All right, let's go back. So they are doing a 1/6 version as well, which is great, especially if you collect first 4 figures. 1/6, you just want to get that. It's a little bit cheaper, obviously a lot smaller. Overall, I think the paint and sculpt looks excellent. The fairy looks good, just like their Kid Link. The bomb, the detail looks excellent. Here's the blue Link, which looks good. Red Link. All looks fantastic. And then here is with Kid Link. So 2 physical products, no longer just the concept images. And here's the thing I love. They scale perfectly. Look at the head size. If you remember my Kid Link, I was stating it felt like it was 1/3. It was huge. And this adult Link is even bigger with the same size head. So I really like that. Because generally, your head kind of stays the same size from a kid to an adult. Once you reach, teen years, like him, I don't know the exact age of Kid Link, but I'm going to guess he's probably like 12 or 13, and this is probably like 25. But they do pair extremely well together, and I like that a lot. So that's one thing I love. Base looks good. Overall, I like it. The grass effect looks good. The bomb hook shot looked great. That's basically it. So this was priced, let's see if we could get out of euro, US dollars. I can't remember the exact price. It's like 800 or yeah, 875. And this does include shipping. So 875, 3 torsos, you know, Ocarina of Time, highly limited, instant sellout. You know, for me, this was kind of a no-brainer. I absolutely love this Link. I think the sculpt is fantastic. It pairs perfectly with the Kid Link. And so, yeah, this is definitely going to come to the Flankster case. So I did pre-order through Kyo Nation. It was between them and FNC. FNC doesn't do included shipping. I don't like being surprised with a massive shipping bill. You know, so I, you know, prefer just Kyo Nation. And, you know, in general, their customer service has always been fantastic for me. So, yeah, I'm really excited for this Link statue. I think it's going to be great in my collection. Now, I do have a few different ideas on how I want to do Zelda, and a lot of it depends on when I get the clicker bust where I can display it. Because here's the thing. You know, I can put Zelda there, or Zelda only right here, or Zelda in all of it. You know, granted, Zelda is one of my favorite IPs. I grew up loving it, and I like the statues quite a bit. I need to see what else Dream Studios comes out with, but I'm still just leaning towards just the current pre-orders I got and call it a day with them. You know, like I could, for example, right there do Kid Link, Adult Link, well, Majora's Mask, Kid Link, Adult Link. You know, sort of like that. So we're kind of representing the 2 N64 games that I grew up playing and loving. Then I have my Twilight Princess. And technically in this display, I could also do, you know, Breath of the Wild and Tears of Kingdom. You know, if I got Blue Link and maybe the Broken Master Sword or whatnot. You know, and right now I've put Kid Link right here. So, you know, and I was thinking I could do Majora's Mask there. And here's the thing, if they come out with a Ganon and Princess Zelda from Ocarina of Time, and they look fantastic, I may just do those 3 right here and keep that a Majora's Mask display. You know, I think that would also look really good. You know, I have no plans to ever get rid of that display. You know, I love Twilight Princess. That's one of my favorite Zelda games, but I definitely want a solid Ocarina of Time. Now, we have this Link on Epona, which I do absolutely love. However, it doesn't scale with that. It's, I would say, probably not true 1/4 scale. You guys saw the head comparison size. You know, although it does look great actually next to this lower they kind of look in scale, but it doesn't scale good with that Link. So I'm trying to decide what we're going to do with this horse Link. I do love it. It's big. It's kind of more just like a standalone piece for me. I also think what would look good is if I could display this and just have like a life-size Master Sword and shield. You know, I do have one, you know, mounted in my... Is that even the same? Let me look at that Master Sword. So blue and gold. Let's look at this. It's close enough. You know, I got it right there. I'd love to have this as a standalone because I do really like this statue. The Koopo Kid Link and Soraya I did decide to sell simply due to space. I just can't have, you know... I'm really kind of leaning of just having Zelda there and reserving that for something else. Possibly even doing Uncharted there. I'm really leaning of keeping this display the same, or, you know, we may do Clicker Bust and Last of Us here, but if I do Devil May Cry here, I need to raise this shelf. I cannot do that shelf same height. I'd raise it to Bruce Lee's height, then I could properly see everything underneath. Because as is, it's too short. But if we keep this shelf this height, then I'm pretty confident I could do the Clicker and Last of Us here, and then Tomb Raider there, and Uncharted there, and have space for one extra video game statue there to diversify my video game setup to where Zelda's only there and there. you know, next to Uncharted, you could do something else. So, you know, I'm considering a lot of things. I think a lot of it depends once I get a few statues in hands, but I'm trying to be very selective right now due to my very limited video game space, you know. So we got my Laura, and I'll keep that unless Prime One comes out with an absolute, you know, much superior version of the new game Laura. We'll stick with that. We got my Nathan Drake. We have my 2 Last of Us statues, my Clicker Bust, and the Prime 1 Dio, which I'll be getting. So there's not too many more video games I'm actually looking to collect, if I'm brutally honest. You know, like, there really isn't. In terms of, like, games that are just a must-have for my collecting. But I may even consider just selling this link on Epona, so if anyone is interested, just message me. We can work out a deal most likely. And I will only sell it simply because it doesn't scale good with my other Zeldas, and I need space. And box space. My box space is just getting out of control. I gotta sell statues just to create box space, honestly. Because I am not renting a storage unit. I refuse to. I also think what I might do, I checked doing a wall shelf right there, and I definitely can't do Ryu Vegeta up there, but I could do KD Vegeta. Although that's pretty, I mean, they're both pretty heavy, but I think I could fit that up there if I push comes to shove and I need to, you know, create space. But I'm still kind of leaning of removing Broly and doing Trunks and Vegeta surrounding Broly, and then the Trinity of villains, and keeping this display just as is. If my buyer ever actually pays for Trunks, you know, we'll move that one up and do Tien there. Although I kind of feel like, I mean, what do you guys think of this? Someone tells me they're going to buy my KD Trunks for $2,100 plus shipping. They pay me $350 and haven't paid me in close to 6 months. And then they told me, basically, and I see them buying other statues, by the way, like expensive ones like KD Vegeta Bust. And I'm pretty sure they're never going to pay me again. I mean, it's been 6 months. You know, so if they don't buy it, that's fine. I'll just keep it. I freaking love it. But if they do buy it, great. I'm not adjusting price, and I'm not doing any type of refunds either, because they actually did ask me for a refund. I'm like, no. I've waited 6 months. You can't just up and get a refund. You can abandon this, or you can pay it off. They said they'd pay it off eventually, and I'm like, okay. Pretty sure I'm never getting any more money from them. But if I don't, that's fine. You know, they wasted my time. I could have sold this multiple times to other people if I wanted to. Obviously not the same price. But, you know, that's one reason when I do payment plans, you know, if they go months and months without, and then they just ask to cancel, I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. You wasted my time. I'll call this interest for wasting all my time. Anyways, folks, that's kind of it. I really just wanted to go over that Dream Studios Adult Link because I really like it. I think it's awesome, and it's definitely come into the Flankster cave. So, you know, it all depends on Ganon and Princess Zelda if I'm going to do separate Zelda subs and make this pretty much all Zelda with a Doom in the middle. Or we may just even do Zelda right here. I could technically do that Adult Link inside that glass shelf and Majora's Mask there, and that's Zelda. You know, and then under here do Halo and Uncharted, do Laura on the glass shelf, and Last of Us above. And that might work even better, honestly, because then Zelda's kind of consolidated right there. You know, and I can fit that Adult Link here, just not the costumes. But maybe I could fit the costumes. Maybe. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and please throw out any suggestions of some videos you would like me to do. In terms of the next statues that will be arriving, we have Bulg Custom that should arrive any day now, and Clicker Bust. Clicker Bust, I got tracking. It says it's supposed to arrive in 5 to 7 days, and it was shipped like 2 days ago, but tracking still hasn't been updated by USPS. I'm pretty sure it'll update once it's in customs, which I assume might be, you know, in the next few days. So I'm hoping I receive it by the week's end. If not, I think next week for sure we'll get Clicker Bust. Someone I know just got him, and he says he thinks it will be a top 5 collectible in my collection. So we will see, but I have a feeling it will be for several reasons. You know, it's basically the size of an Infinity Studios bus. Like, it's the size of Bruce Lee. 2, it's a clicker from one of my favorite video games. You know, it has that horror theme and creature theme to it. It's a zombie. And the detail looks absolutely insane. The authenticity is just wild. The fact that it's made by the person who made it for the TV show. I just feel like this is as good as it's going to get. So I kind of feel like it's going to be, you know, one of my 3 best busts in my collection. That, Thanos, and Alien bust. We'll see if I'm, you know, I have very high expectations. And I think they're warranted for this particular piece. We did just pay for Nazgul by Prime 1, so we can expect that most likely September. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.